What's going on, guys? This is Nathan the Scope welcoming you to our next deck profile here on the channel. Today I've got Ryan here with his third place deck that he took over to the Des Moines Regional this past week. We're going to jump right on into it.
Yeah, thank you. First, shout out to Scrub Academy, sponsor. Shout out to all the guys in Lego Crackers. Shout out to all the guys out here in Nebraska and KC for testing, and of course, glory to God for it. Yeah, I played Fire King Snake Eyes, so we'll just hop into it. Main deck. Played 3 Snake Eyes Ash, 2 Poplar, 1 Oak, and a Flamebird. I think this is pretty standard. The Oak is one of your main plays to facilitate your combo. You don't need more than 1 Flamebird in this deck, and then your other starters, so I wouldn't change that. 3 Bonfire. This card searches out Oak, so you have to play 3. Or no, sorry, not Oak, Ash.
You wish, all right.
Yeah, exactly. 3 Kieran. 1 Grunix, 1 Arvada, 1 Punix. This is the best one. This one helps facilitate your combo. This is a monster negate, and then this one searches Sanctuary. Island, because I'm only playing 1 island. I'm not playing Sanctuary or Skyburn because I don't want to see them. I only want to search Island. So for the rest of the main here, free wanteds, 1 Diabell Star, 1 original. Searches Diabell Star. You set this. You can either search this off the Ponix, or not the Ponix, the Populous, or the Diabell Star to get your level 1 fireplace going.
What was your thought on playing just the 1 Black Witch?
I never felt like I needed more in this deck. What happened most of the time is I would go like normal summon Ash, add Populous, special Populous, and then if they negated anything of like that first combo, then I can just extend with the Diabell Star and Wanted Engine. This card doesn't help you play like particularly through some of the main hand traps that I was dealing with. In fact, like when my turn started with just Diabell Star, if that got impermed or something, then like I was almost always in a tough position. So overall, I definitely think that like for this build specifically, 1 Witch and 3 Wanted is right. So for tech cards, played 3 Nib, 3 Droll, 3 Ash, 3 Poly. So all of these were insane. This card, game 1, so many people, I played 4 mirrors, so many people are ending like Flamebird with Ambler Whale with IP in the back row. Draw phase, you hit them with this, you get rid of those 2, they can't use the IP. It forces out the Flamebird, which then forces out the Princess, so this card was insane all day. I still played Ash in the main because of other decks that weren't Fire King, and then it was an easy side out against Fire King, I always took it out. Droll was insane, Nib was insane. If you put the 2 of them together, it was like already game at that point. So even though the deck can play around Droll and Nib, it still makes the deck, like the end board, a lot easier to handle. So I don't think there's any reason to change it. Imperm, Veiler, Bell, they're all like way too low value. So I only wanted like high value cards in here. And then MVP, honestly, was Crossout Designator. This card was so busted. It helped me play through Droll, helped me play through Niv, and like I said, those cards don't stop your board, but they heavily reduce like your amount of follow-up and the things you can do with your board. So being able to Droll them and then have my own Droll like go through and then be able to negate theirs was like huge. And then played 3 God cards, 1 for 1, Monster Reborn, and Called By. 4th copy of Crossout. Monster Reborn is so bonkers. It helps you for OTKing, helps you for playing through Interruption. It forces, well, it doesn't force. You take their Princess at the start of your turn going second, and then they don't have it anymore. So
True.
It's great. I love it. And then 1 for 1 is basically just another copy of Ash. So 40 card main deck. I honestly don't think I'm going to change my main deck at all moving forward, at least for a little bit. Maybe tech cards as the meta shifts, but overall I'm not going to change too much about it. My tokens here, same ones as last time. My Hobbits, I love them.
Gotta have them.
Gotta have them. Sprite Blue. Gotta stick to my Origins. Okay, 3 anti-spell. A lot of players at top tables were on different dimension ground. I think that that's good. But anti-spell just hits more, I think, because like I liked having anti-spell in case I played against Lab, in case I played against like Despia, decks like those. I think that if you're only looking at the mirror, different dimensional ground can be a little better, but I still like the anti-spell in the mirror because like it turns off original, it turns off the field spell, it turns off like any kind of extra extenders they have. It forces like super poly if you even play into that board, which I normally don't. So Yeah, I like the anti-spell a lot.
Something that I play into a lot, so.
Yeah, well, it's funny. So the board I end on is Ambler Whale and Appaloosa. So like I can be super polyed if like after my Flame Burge resolves and someone's back 2 fires. But if I have anti-spell, they can't do it in the draw phase. So like I think it was like round 3 or 4, whichever one was on feature, I flipped anti-spell and he had a set 2 super polys. And then I just didn't play into it. Like I didn't out my own anti-spell and just OTK'd him while he had 2 polys set. So it was really good. Cosmic, so I went into the tournament like not wanting to side this against Fire King, and then like halfway through the day, a bunch of people were asking me like, why aren't you siding it against Fire King? And like I definitely see the reason for it, because like being able to snipe the back row and then also being able to hit island is really strong. But there are like so many other cards in my side, as you'll see in a second, that like I wanted to put in that this didn't come in. I actually don't think I sided Cosmic the entire tournament. So the main thing this was for Runic, because Fountain scares me. So
It is
but
a scary card.
you are supposed to put this in for the mirror, so I don't know. I'm gonna keep on playing with it. 1 Duster. This didn't come in at all either. This card, this engine was so cracked. So Shadal Fusion, you send to Aerial and then a fire, and then you summon out Grista. So it gets you a fire body, and then the Aerial banishes 3 monsters from their grave. So you can banish like their Garunix, their Princess. It forces the Princess, which they have to chain to pop the Grista. The Grista adds back your Shadal Fusion, which gives you like a card to pitch for Diabell Star, or if you can summon back the Grista later, it gives you a negate. Like there's so many things that you can do with it, and this felt really good. It does play into anti-spell, which is kind of a big deal. I still think I would rather play it though over like a DD Crow or Bystials, just because like those I don't think really do enough. And like Soul Release also plays into anti-spell, but this gives you a body as well, and like you can also chain block by like sending Populous. So if they have an Oppo, you can go like Aerial. Well, I don't think you can't send Populous because it's only from field. But you do have ways to chain block it. What I think I am gonna change is that I'm cutting this out of my side, playing an App Clone in the main, and then I'm gonna play Dragon plus Aerial. So that way you can chain block, and then the dragon can pop like the field spell, or it can force out Super Poly or whatever may be in the back row. And then App Clone's also better because you can negate the Oppo on summon. So it's really, really good. Either way, I think that the Shadal engine is the right way to go for the mirror. And then last side deck spot was 3 Phantasme. This card's busted. Being able to dig for Nib was huge. Digging for Super Poly was stupid. Digging for Shadal Fusion was stupid. Summoning this and then drawing into Shadal Fusion. So you go here, you Shadal Fusion, summon out your Grista, Aerial to banish, they chain the Princess, you negate it with Phantasme. They lose literally their entire board except for the Appaloosa, if they even ended on it. So it was crazy. I definitely would not change it. Extra deck, 1 Link Kribo, 1 IP, 1 SP, 1 Wolf. I think it's pretty standard. I only made SP 1 time the entire tournament, and it's actually the only game I lost because I should have chained it to banish an anti-spell. Probably had a very good chance at winning the regional if I had done that. But other than that, I didn't use it because I wanted to make sure I could OTK. So didn't come up too much. Sunlight Wolf came up all the time in my regular combo. I played both Charmers. I almost cut this. I'm super glad I didn't. Taking their Witch to search original, or to set original was so dumb. And then Hida, I mean, it's fire format. You gotta play it.
Everybody's playing fire, might as well.
Yeah. Heat Soul. This is my standard turn 1 combo was Ambler Whale plus Oppo with the Heat Soul draw on my turn, and then the Ambler revives back the Heat Soul to get you to draw 2. I think it's better than going for like the big negate board or going for like the IP SP into format Oppo board. It doesn't play in a Super Poly. It gives you 2 extra cards in hand. I think it's the better route to go. It's for sure at least game 1. So I liked it. I played 2 Princess. I'm gonna change this. We're gonna go down to 1 Princess and then put in the App Cologne. You don't need to. It came up 1 time for me, and I was probably winning the game anyways. You know, had I just managed my resources better. So if you know how to play the deck, you don't need more than 1. I obviously played this OTK package. I would say going second. So I only won 1 die roll the entire day, which was wild, not until the last round. And so I, game 1, OTK'd with this package. I want to say like 5 or 6 of my 8 rounds. It was crazy. It's so stupid. Being able to just take their monster, pop with the Princess, summon back the Zelantis, summon back the Phoenix, put 10k on board and pop 2 cards is like, it's so dumb. So It was really strong.
Probably shouldn't be allowed, but yeah.
I mean, it's only busted because this card's because Princess is busted. This card is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, it's insane.
Brand new, so they won't hit it yet. You gotta sell.
No, probably not till after Nats, but it'll probably get banned at some point. Oppo, Ambler, like I said, that's my end board. They're just good. And then, like I said, I'm mained the Super Polys, so I mained the Mud Dragon and the Garura. The other good thing about Mud Dragon is that when you Super Poly outdoor board with Mud Dragon, you can call fire, and then all your stuff can't be targeted the rest of the turn, and then you can just OTK through their board. So Mud Dragon was super powerful. Garura, I only summoned against Orcus Bestial, I think. So I mean, it was a cool option to have in there. I've thought about siding the Garura to put like extra space in the extra deck for more cards, but I don't think it's really super necessary to do that because Garura will still come up sometimes. So overall, I like them a lot. So.
What were you signing out when you put in the Shadal package?
So my side outs going second were pretty easy. I was always doing, for the mirror, I was always doing the cross outs going second, the ashes going second, and then the 1-for-1. So I didn't really need this for going second unless I knew that they were on poly, which a lot of my opponents, they actually weren't on poly. So I didn't really need to keep this in. Ash is awful in the mirror, so this is an easy side out. And then 1-for-1 is basically just another copy of Ash, so it was an easy side out. So 7 for 7, and that'll be the same moving forward for me. Phantasme, kind of the same thing, depending on the matchup going second. You know, you can take out the Ashes or whatever it may be. But I think that this is mostly what you'll be siding out going second.
And you said you weren't going to change much in the main deck?
I probably won't change the main deck at all, honestly. I think this 40 was like exactly built to beat the mirror, which is kind of what I did for most of the day was beat the mirror. Had some really grindy, I had 2 really grindy mirrors, and then the other 2 were like blowouts. They were like 2-0s. Because I think the main deck Super Poly and the main deck Crossout just completely made it so that the mirror was heavily in my favor. So I liked it a lot. I don't think I would change it.
Alrighty, well thank you Ryan for bringing us your Snake Eyes Fire King deck. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell on the way out the door because all support is greatly appreciated. Make sure to stay tuned. I know we already posted one feature match from the regional itself, round 4 I believe. I'll link that up above. But you'll also be having some more 5 duels coming ahead with some changes he's going to be making to the deck.
Yeah.
That's all I've got for now guys. Thank you so much. As always, this is Nathan Academy, setting up for now. Peace out.